What?
Hello, my name is Vlad Aksanov, and this is a presentation for my Business 101 class about business ownerships. So without further ado, let's get started. So, for the introduction, businesses are all around us. Wherever you go, you see companies advertising their products and services. It's more than just that. People who start businesses want to earn money, obviously, but then at the same time, they try to help people or bring beneficial products and or services into their lives. They are not all the same, and there are many to choose from. There are four types of businesses, and they are a sole proprietorship, a partnership, an LLC, and a corporation. A sole proprietorship is where you are by yourself, one owner. Partnership, two or more owners, usually two. An LLC where you are a limited liability owner, and a corporation is kind of like a organized body, but it's not actually a person, but we'll get into that later. Sole proprietorship is owned by one person. The service or good is produced by that one person, usually. Sometimes someone else can help. It is one of the most popular ones in the United States because it is the easiest to start. And some of the largest companies today once started as sole proprietorships. Next we have is a partnership, and a partnership consists of two or more owners. Usually it's two. There are two types of partners: general partners and limited partners. General partners is when one or both partners possess the same amount of power over the business or authority, or maybe like 60-40. And a limited partner is basically one does the work or the owning and the other does the investing. And there are different advantages to that, as we will cover later. An LLC is a limited liability company, and it's a mix of a partnership and a corporation. A liability of a corporation and control of a partnership is very important to this, because you can do a lot of things, but the owner itself, himself or herself, is not liable if the company fails and is in debt. And the first consideration for starting a business is, what is your goal or service or good? What are you going to make? What are you going to do? And what is your goal? Are you going to get rich, or do you want to help people, or both? I mean, do it as a side job or your main focus? That's the first question you should ask yourself when starting a business. The second consideration is, how fast do you want to start it, and how easy do you want your administration to be? That meaning is, how fast do you want to start working in it, and how fast do you want the paperwork to be complete so you can start helping people or earning money, or, as I said, do both at the same time. So that is your second question you should consider before starting. Your third consideration should be, do you want total control of the business? That will help you decide which type of business to start. Usually if you want total control, you would start a sole proprietorship. If you don't, or want help from someone, from like money-wise or help-wise, service-wise, you could start a partnership or an LLC or even a corporation. And the fourth consideration is, can you handle the liability? What I mean by that is, will you have enough money to cover the debt or the losses of your company? If not, you should consider an LLC or a corporation. And the fifth consideration is, how do you want to be taxed? There are many ways to be taxed when owning corporations, and the best one is probably a corporation, because you get taxed only once for that. And the sixth consideration And the final one is, how do you want your company to operate or be structured and develop in the future? Um, that is because different companies run differently. Do you want to do everything by yourself? Do you want to do the service or produce or manufacture goods with someone else or by yourself? You can open a local shop and sell it yourself, or for example, go with a good friend of yours and start flipping houses, for example. Um, and the structure of the business also matters. It will help you decide what kind of ownership you should have. And by developing in the future, if it grows, will you change the type of the ownership? And lastly, transfer of ownerships. How easy do you want that to be? Do you want to leave your company for your business for your children, or do you want to leave it for yourself and just die with it? I don't know what your goals are, but those are the considerations you should take. The reason why this is beneficial, because now a lot of people are becoming entrepreneurs now, and they invest in small businesses and or start their own. And this would be very beneficial to know if you want to start your own business or invest in someone else's or be a part of a business. And basically, businesses are very, they don't control the world, but they are a big part of today's society and the way the world works, because without most of them, we wouldn't be able to get what we need and or want, for example, clothes, food, or services like painting the walls in your house. So those are things to consider, and thank you for watching. This is Vlad Aksanov from Business 101 at Green River.